Peace, and peace to y'all. Rob Blackstorm here. What's going on, everybody? What I'm here to talk about, I want to talk about this whole Black Little Mermaid thing. Everyone's going crazy about this Little Mermaid thing. There's different opinions on social media, different opinions people just generally have. Some think it's a great thing, some think it's a bad thing. And just want to talk about it and talk about how we could harness this energy and utilize it for our own personal gain or to achieve our own personal goals. And the way we do this is very easy. Now, when we're talking about mermaids or we're talking about elemental spirits, that's basically what we're talking about. We're talking about an elemental spirit. And what is this elemental spirit? This elemental spirit of a little mermaid is, you could say, the Little Mermaid is synonymous to Yemaya. If you're looking in that tradition, you could say the Little Mermaid is synonymous to Yemaya because Yemaya is a mermaid. Yemaya is in water. Yemaya is a water god, so it's an elemental spirit. We could also say the Little Mermaid is a representative of Mamiwata. Mamiwata is another ancient African tradition, as well as the ancient African tradition of Ifa for Yemaya, right? So you have Ifa with Yemaya, and you also have Mamiwata, which is another West African tradition. I believe this is going back to Benin. And Mamiwata is also synonymous to a water spirit. And you have sirens, right? Which is the same thing. It's a mermaid, which basically a mermaid is a female on top, and the bottom half of the body is a fish. So we've all seen mermaids on TV, different shows and stuff like that. Now, the mythology around mermaids is ours. It's Africans. It's ancient African technology, or ancient African spiritual technology is what I like to call it. And the reason I'm calling it spiritual technology is because what does technology do? Technology is designed to make life easier. Technology is designed to get you from point A to point B as fast as possible, and also to process information as fast as possible. So when we're talking about technology or spiritual technology, it's designed to do the same thing for you within and also without, right? Because as above, so below. So as the outer, as the inner. So it's designed when you see mythology, when you see these symbols, mermaids, sirens, Mamiwata, Yemaya, you don't want to necessarily think of these things as real things. And at the same time, you don't want to think of them as imaginary figures as well. Well, actually, you do want to look at them as imaginary figures. And this is what I mean. When I'm saying imaginary figures, I'm not talking about something that is not real. For instance, if we talk about, let's say, Mickey Mouse, right? And let's talk about Ronald McDonald. Now, Mickey Mouse and Ronald McDonald are both characters, right? Quote unquote fictional characters. But you know that Ronald McDonald has a different personality than Mickey Mouse. And Mickey Mouse has a different personality than He-Man. And so forth and so on, right? We could go into these different quote unquote fictional characters, but they all have different personalities. They all have different characteristics. The word personality means persona. Persona or personar. Per through sona. So persona. So it means through sound. So when you create a personality, it's basically what your self-talk tells who you are and what the outside world tells who you are. And that's what creates your personality, and your personality is ultimately your character. So this mythology is designed to build character. All mythology is designed to build character. And all mythology is designed to show you different aspects of your own character. And there's different aspects of your character that you can harness, different personalities that you can harness. Some of them come through meditation, some of them come through direct downloads based on different celestial patterns. We had the new moon recently, an eclipse. So these things, usually you just get downloads, and by downloads I mean just ideas. You know, you get an idea for something that comes into your head to create this new thing. You get an idea to call somebody. You get an idea to go somewhere, and all of a sudden you meet the person of your dreams, or you get the opportunity or the job, or open a business or get the capital and the funds that you need, and so forth and so on, right? So these things, so again, we're using mythology, we're using signs and symbols, we're using imagery and spiritual technology. So once we establish that, we can see that Disney making the Little Mermaid black. The reason that Disney does something like this is not because they're liberal, right? It's not because Disney all of a sudden was like, oh shit, black people are dope and we love them and we're just going to make Disney black. Disney didn't do it to be politically correct, right? Disney is doing this because it's going to make a shit ton of money. Disney also owns Marvel Studios. Marvel Studios produced the movie Black Panther, all under the Disney umbrella. So Disney knows by making Ariel black, it's a cash grab. It's a cash grab. It's going to be one of the biggest movies because they made Ariel black. And no matter what hate you see on the internet, no matter what you hear people say, black people are the most followed in the world. The most followed in the world. All our trends, people hop on. Our music, people hop on. Our styles, people hop on. Our creativity, people hop on. We lead culture. Black people lead culture worldwide. This is an undeniable fact. Black people lead culture, and our culture gets stolen and reutilized and repackaged as someone else's culture. But that's another story. So, as cultural leaders, when Disney sees that, okay, they made a shit ton of money off Black Panther. If we paint Ariel black, first, we're going to make a shit ton of money off the movie. Second, we're going to get free promotion because white people are going to be mad and black people are going to like it. So it's free promotion for the movie without them even dropping a commercial or anything, big or doing major marketing. Social media is doing the marketing for them. Whether you hate it, whether you like it, you're still talking about it. And where energy flows, where attention goes. So whenever you're giving something attention, always remember, whenever you're giving something attention, you're also giving it your energy. And if you're giving something your energy, it has the ability to do one of two things. It could either enhance you, give you power, or drain you of power. There's only two ways that your electromagnetic body works, your electromagnetic system works. You go to my other video about the electromagnetic you to understand that more. So, going back to the Little Mermaid, when we're talking about the mermaid being painted black, there's two reasons. It's a cash grab, and also the second reason is free promotion. And there's also another reason. It's a way to harness energy. And by harnessing energy, again, if black people are coming in mass, you're also going to have white people coming in mass, right? Because it's a Disney movie. But you have black people that's going to come in mass because it's a black character and it's a Disney character. So it's going to make a shit ton of money, I promise you. And then, so now that you have the people's attention and the people focused and watching this black character swim in the water, what you are essentially doing is you are putting people in trance. So let's get into this real quick. Now, whenever you see trance or whenever you talk about being put in trance, it's very easy. All you have to do is have a child, put on their favorite cartoon or their favorite whatever, sit them in front of a TV, and you could do anything. You could run around the house butt naked. You could damn near start a fire. That you come back, that child, if that's that child's show, that child is going to be sitting transfixed in front of that TV. You could be like, hey Billy, hey Jane, turn off the TV, and they'll still be, and they might not even hear you. That's called being in a trance. And and even as adults, we watch shows and we look at things, and even if something traumatic happens, it puts you in a trance state. And by a trance state means that literally you're mesmerized. You are transfixed. You are locked in. All of your energy, imagine your eyes just sending out waves. Imagine yourself just sending out energy. You're focusing that energy. You're giving your attention to this particular thing, right? So what is this giving back to you now? What is giving Disney is essentially a portal. Because when we're dealing with water in any form or any type of mythology, or we're dealing with mermaids, right? That's an aquatic species. We're dealing with Mami Wata, we're dealing with Yamaya, right? These are aquatic. We're dealing with water elements, or I'm a Scorpio, a water sign. So we're dealing with water elements. So when we're dealing with this, we have to realize when we see water, any type of water in movies, for instance, in Avengers, right? Infinity War and Endgame, when they went to get the Soul Stone and a person died, you see that they rose up out of the water. In Aquaman, the movie Aquaman, when he had the Triton and he was fighting, obviously the movie Aquaman, he was in water, but the water is symbolic of the subconscious mind. And when you see him basically with the Triton, and he's with that lady, and he's going to get the Triton underground, right? So he basically dives in the water. He's going underground to get the Triton, the superpowered Triton that's going to help him defeat the bad rule of Atlantis, right? For the people who watched Aquaman. But briefly, he was going down a dark part of the ocean to get this Triton. And he had to have a light, and without the light, all these demons and ghouls that were surrounding him like this, and he had to come down like this. So the light was the only thing that kept the demons and ghouls away. So what they're talking about in that is basically the rise of cerebrospinal fluid. And cerebrospinal fluid is when they talk about decalcifying your pineal gland, that's what they're talking about. And when they're talking about decalcifying your pineal gland, that happens with the breath. Because what happens is you breathe in, your cerebrospinal fluid comes up, and it goes down when you exhale. So you breathe in, the fluid goes up, it comes down when you exhale. And what that basically does is pretty much washes the brain, right? Pretty much the cerebrospinal. So that's what that was symbolic of. What else? What other water? Stranger Things. If you notice, when Elle basically she's going into meditation. So she puts the bandana on her eyes, says cross-legged, goes into meditation. When she's in that darkness, it's all water, right? So when we're dealing with water, we're dealing with the subconscious. When we're talking about the subconscious, we're talking about dark matter. When we're talking about dark matter, we're talking about outer space, the universe, the cosmos, the great beyond. So this is symbolism. So let's see. So we're going mermaids, which is a water animal. The water animal, the water is the subconscious. So mermaids are water deity. The subconscious is water. Subconscious and water are also outer space, or the cosmos. So the subconscious mind, the cosmos, outer space, and water, right? So especially in movies, when you see them going into water, they're going into the subconscious, in the inner self, in the hidden self, the part that we cannot see. Just like outer space, you cannot see beyond the darkness of dark matter. You cannot see what's within a black hole. It's the same way you cannot see what's within you, but you have a whole universe working within you as well. So going into the mermaid, right? So basically what Disney is able to do when people are watching this motion picture is capture emotions, and they're able to harness energy. The reason they're harnessing energy is they're harnessing a ton of money. Money is currency. Currency is energy, right? Money is called currency. Currency is energy. If you want something, if you're going to buy some sneakers, you give your money up, right? You give your money up and you get that good. But that money is representative of the work that you put in to get that money, or whatever you did. You know, even if it's a scam, a hustle to get that money, you still have to do that to get that money. So you put your energy for it, got the money, and the money is representative of energy. So you're giving your energy to someone buying the sneakers. That person takes that energy from you and gives that energy to someone else. So money is essentially exchanging energy. It's exchanging a current, and we know water has currents. So again, currents, water, so the subconscious. Again, if you watch Stranger Things, you've seen it. Elle goes to the meditation. What's she doing? Walking in water. Avengers, again. Soul Stone, what does Thanos wake up after he kills his daughter? Water, right? Whenever you see water in a movie, they're dealing with the subconscious mind. So when you see something like mermaids, what they're talking about, the first mermaid would be the sperm swimming in the womb. Because a sperm, right, It has a head, which you could say the head is the body, and it has a tail. Just like a mermaid has a head and a tail. So the first mermaid is the mer, which would be the man, and the maid, which would be the woman, and the sperm swimming in the womb. So, and also, we could also go into the mythology of Jesus being a fish. If you look at the Pope's crown, it is the mouth of a fish. If you look at a nun, right, the shape, the attire, it is to be fish-like, right? The Pope, then, and the crown looks like the mouth of a fish. That's not for no reason. The Dogons, the first ancient African society who found, first ancient African society who found the Dogon who found out Sirius was a planet before astronomers even knew that Sirius existed. In fact, even doubted it on some Galileo shit. How they doubted Galileo, they doubted the Dogon of Mali. Dogon of Mali is an African tribe. Dogon of Mali are an African tribe, and they mapped out the constellations way before scientists even knew that they mapped out the constellations and so forth and so on. So these people are called, what they called us are fish. And they said that we are fish that we came out of the waters of Noon. And the waters of Noon is basically universal waters, and they called that the Nomo. N-O-M-M-O, the Nomo. And that we're basically fish that came out of the water. Also, if you go into real ancient African studies, they say that we came from fish and then sprung feet. And the first man was actually a pygmy, black man, black woman, but pygmy size, little, what you would call a midget or a little person. So that would be the first man. So, but we came from the water as fish. Even evolution, if you study evolution, they'll talk about us fish, and they go into gorillas and monkeys, but that's not us. You know, we came from fish, and we are still 75% water, so we are still fish. So when you're talking about things moving through the water, you're talking about basically things moving through the subconscious mind, or things moving through the cosmos, or things moving through the universe, because we're talking about the flow of water, and we're talking about a fish, a mermaid, a siren, Mami Water, Yamaya, moving through the water. We're talking about water elements, the element of flow. When we go into flow, we could talk about the flow state. The flow state is what? When you see an athlete and, you know, they just get into a zone, you know, basketball player just starts hitting, you know, LeBron, you know, game 5, you know, or game 7 or whatever. He just starts hitting all the shots. Jordan, game 7, he just starts lighting everything up. You know, he can't miss. This is called being in the flow state, when you're just not thinking and things are just happening great. And a flow state is basically known as, to achieve a flow state means that your breath has gone down to about 4 to 5 beats per minute when you're in a flow state. Now imagine a basketball player still dribbling and doing all that, but his breath has been suspended to 4 to 5 beats a minute. Now the average person's breath is between, waking breath is between 10 and 14 breaths a minute. And that's pretty much a human that breathes through the mouth. If you notice, go back to the first season of Stranger Things, you see that Elle, the character Elle, or 11, calls the people mouth breathers, right? That's the first way that she disparages them. She calls them, calls people, regular humans, mouth breathers, right? Because there's a science, the science of breathing through the nose, you're actually getting better quality of air than someone who's always breathing through the mouth, which you're getting shallow and you're getting all types of different energy. This nose kind of gets filtered through this breath gets filtered through the brain more so than when you're just breathing through the mouth. So we're talking about flow states. So a flow state is a state of mind, right? We're talking about a state of mind, a state of being at one with everything. At one, you ever just had a good day where things just go right, like through the whole day? You're in a flow state. You say the right things, you do the right things, you might just stumble into the right food, you might hit a scratch off, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, whatever, you know, get some ass, whatever it is that you like to do, whatever it is that you like to enjoy, and you get into that that state, and that day is just great. It might be 2 or 3 days, you know what I'm saying? You might be in Vegas or, Atlantic City, and you just hitting. You in a flow state. Things are just going great. Play rolling dice, things are just going great. A flow state, right? So this flow state can be achieved, and what these movies or these things are doing is they're putting energy in motion. They're showing things going through the water. They're showing things moving through the subconscious mind. So what they're basically doing is harnessing these energies, these ancient African energies of Mami Wata, ancient African energies of Yamaya, ancient African energies of the siren, and using that energy to move through your subconscious, to move through your flow, to move through your mind, to move through your universe. Now, how can you use this to your benefit? Well, all energy is all emotion. All emotion is energy in motion. All emotion is energy in motion. I'm going to say that one more time. All emotion, energy in motion. So if an emotion is an energy that's in motion, that means if it's in motion, then it could be captured. Again, if it's an emotion is an energy in motion, that means if it's in motion, then it could be captured. So the way we capture this energy is the same way Disney is capturing this energy. We put it on a screen and we watch it. And when we watch it, we use it to develop our currency. Our currency is our vibration, our energy, our work, our flow. How do we get into a flow? We get into a flow by moving towards our goals, by honoring ourselves and our bodies, by honoring our minds and what we put in it, by being around people that are flowing in the direction of the lifestyle that we want to live, by doing things that flow in the direction of the way we want to go. We are the mermaid. We are the mermen. We are the people that are flowing. Jesus was a fish. We are representatives of Jesus. We are that fish flowing through the universe. If you think about it, the earth is suspending in dark matter. It's suspended in the waters of space, in the universal. We don't know what the earth is suspended on. It is spinning, it's going around in this motion, but it is flowing. Right? The sun and the moon, sunrise and sunset is a flow. Rivers, lakes, streams have a flow. So what flow are we in? What is our habitual flow? What is our daily flow? Now, a lot of energy is being caught up in the Little Mermaid right now because she's black. There's people angry, there's people happy. All that is energy that's in motion. So if you have an altar, get a statue of the Little Mermaid. Get a picture of the Little Mermaid. Get a screenshot of the Little Mermaid, the Black Little Mermaid, and look at it and think about your goal. Look at it and plot out your vision. Look at it and plan your life. Look at it and visualize what desire that you have. And you are harnessing the energy that's already out in the universe, because people right now are talking about the Little Mermaid, how angry they are that it's black, or how happy they are that it's black. That negative energy that people are hating on the Little Mermaid, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's negative energy. And it doesn't matter if it's people that love the Little Mermaid. Because we're above judging the positive and negative. We're just utilizing the energy at just this point. We're just taking the energy that we need for our particular goal. And if the source of that is negative, we are alchemists. So we're transmuting that negative energy that people are giving right now to the image of the Black Ariel, whether it be good or bad. Because people are looking at this image of Black Ariel and they're giving it energy right now. It is an avatar. It is a Mickey Mouse. It is a Ronald McDonald. It is a Superman. It is a personality. Ariel is now a personality. And there are feelings, emotions attached to this picture and attached to this personality. So that emotion that is in that picture, that emotion that people are giving to that particular deity, right? Because you could say it's a deity at this point because people are talking about it. People are giving worship to the Black Little Mermaid right now. So are you using that energy, taking that energy that people are giving it and using it for your own goals. This is energy vampirism at its finest. This is how you harness energy. This is how you rise above emotions. You rise above that it's negative. You rise above being mad that white people are mad that she's black. You say, oh, you're selling at this point, once you are mastery, once you are coming into your godhood, you say, okay, you basically selling guns to both sides at this point. You're saying, okay, they're mad, they're happy at Ariel. Ariel has a lot of energy. It's similar to a person that, it's similar to, for instance, there was, I remember recently when Arya killed the Night King in Game of Thrones. Open and spoiler, you should have watched Game of Thrones by now. But when Arya killed the Night King, right, and she killed the Night King, and I remember there was a t-shirt on Facebook where it basically showed Arya in a Jordan pose, right, with the arms out, whatever, holding, basically the arm was out like in a Jumpman pose with her holding a knife. He harnessed the energy of everyone watching Game of Thrones that night. This is alchemy. He harnessed the energy of everyone watching Game of Thrones and seeing Arya kill the Night King and created a t-shirt to bring in what? Currency, which is more energy. This is how you master energy. This is how you harness energy. The same way he did with that shirt, the same way people capitalize when someone dies, right? Michael Jackson dies, people print up t-shirts, right? They're alchemists, even though they're considered salesmen or merchants. The prefix mer means water. So there's mermaids, it means sea, ocean, or water, mer. So they are merchants. You have people called marines. You have things called marinas, right? Even though they are merchants, you have mercantile law, right? Think about that. Think about how this wordplay, these spells they put in the English language. So the same way that people harness energy from tragedies is the same way. What do you think What do you think these Freemasons and these occult scientists and these esoteric ritualists, these people in in London and Scotland are doing when they make these sacrifices of celebrities and entertainers? They're taking your grief, your quote-unquote negative energy, and they're using it to fund their goals. They're using it to fund their businesses. They're using it to sell merchandise. They're using that currency of grief, which is people call negative energy. They're using it, harnessing that energy. Probably got, whatever celebrity's body right there, or an image or a statue of whatever celebrity, and they are harnessing the energy of that image through a ecstatic ritual, which would be dance, which would be intense meditation, which would be singing, which would be chanting, which would be lighting candles, which would be doing burning herbs or taking herbal baths. These are all rituals designed to bring up energy, and they'll put this image while they're doing these things, and this becomes a magical self-enhancement. Again, you're using spiritual technology. So I'm going into the 30-minute mark. I don't want to go too long. Just want to say, shout out to Mastery Foolish. I know if you stood through this video. Shout out to Mastery Foolish. I appreciate you, man. Shout out to El Melchizedek. I appreciate you. I know a lot of y'all are here because of them. Try to give y'all as much as I can when I can. And let's keep this thing moving, man. I wasn't sure that people were even interested in still listening to me. So I appreciate, y'all brothers for sharing my videos, Mastery Foolish, El Melchizedek. I appreciate y'all. And I appreciate everyone for subscribing, watching. Peace to you and yours. Please leave a comment. I appreciate it. Share, like, and we are the Black Mermaids. So let's start to get into flow. You know what I'm saying? Let's stop letting these things trigger us, and let's figure out how we're going to master these triggers and use them. You know what I'm saying? These things shouldn't upset us anymore. We shouldn't care that white people are mad that they made the Little Mermaid black. And we shouldn't care that they made the Little Mermaid black, because it's a business move at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Disney doesn't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? The owner of Disney probably is Republican and voted for Trump. You think he gives a fuck about a black mermaid? It's a business move. It's a move to obtain currency. So how are you using that image to obtain currency, especially since it's popular and it's in the news? It's a big deal. You could obtain currency the same way they're obtaining currency from this. Just because they have that on the silver screen, they have a movie, you can't make your own mental movie and obtain currency and have people see it by the evidence of your works from you using this mental power and the work that it put into the universe and that you put in with your hands. Once these opportunities come in your face, which they will flow to you, mermen, which they will flow to you because you are 75% water. So let's get in tune. Let's stop playing. Let's stop being upset. Let's stop being emotional. Let's use our emotions. Don't just be emotional. Let's utilize these emotions. If there's emotion that comes up, figure out how to use it. Figure out, people become an alchemist. People get mad, they go to the gym. I get mad, I go to the gym. You know what I'm saying? I get mad. I might do some other shit too. I ain't gonna talk about that on camera. But, you get what I'm saying. Become alchemists. Let's stop being caught up in these emotions and letting them rule us. Part of being a master, part of being a spiritualist, part of going through the spiritual journey is learning how emotions come and how we could use them for our benefit and not let them use us. And one of the ways to do that is by using these images, these avatars, these characters, these things that are popular, these things that are getting a lot of energy, a lot of emotion. Again, energy, emotion, a lot of emotion is going to this subject. Energy and motion. How to grab that motion, that energy that's already in motion, and basically what you're doing is you're surfing on that shit. You're hitching your idea to that shit. You're hitching your vision to that shit. And you're making it yours. Peace, power, prosperity. Like, subscribe, share. I love y'all. Thank you for watching. Peace.